so much happening in social media. As you guys know, every week I'm here trying to update you on it. But as creators, there are a few things that are happening this year in 2023 that are really smart for us to learn a little bit more about so that we can hopefully master and use that to our advantage this year in 2023. So Lauren from Mongoose Media is here today to go over all of these things and give us the tea. So Lauren, thank you so much for being here.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for having me. Hello, everybody listening.
Lauren is bringing the energy today, guys. I'm excited. So for those of you guys who do not know Lauren yet, Lauren, would you kind of give us your intro to tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Sure. Well, hello, everybody. Lauren again, in case you didn't hear my name the first 4 times. I am the owner of a digital marketing agency, Mongoose Media, and I've been very fortunate to have created and worked on 4 other brands that I own. We have been doing some really cool stuff in the social commerce space, which is, I think, one of the most neglected sides of social media marketing that I'm really excited to share about, especially because we have some cool case studies that have really easy actionable items that anyone listening can implement, like how 4 hours of work could potentially net you an additional $40,000 of new revenue every month for your business. So, hi, I'm Lauren. I'm in Orlando. I'll be the tallest short person you've ever met. And my dog is definitely way cooler than me.
Facts. What kind of dog do you have?
He's a Pomsky, Pomeranian Husky, but like legit is cool because, fun fact, he was captain of Team Fluff in the Puppy Bowl, which is the event before the Super Bowl. And his stage name is Alexander Hamilpup. And so at the height of Hamilton, the entire cast, all creators involved, were nonstop fan dogging human. I don't know what the fan word for animals are, but he was number 1 on Twitter for a solid hour, and then Lady Gaga performed. Gosh. So,
I mean, he's almost as cool as Lady Gaga. That says a lot.
Yeah, that's the better headline. Lauren's dog is definitely cooler, but not as cool as Lady Gaga.
That's fair. That's a lot of cool to live up to. That is a fun fact, though. That's a really great fun fact. I love that was like part of your intro. That's amazing.
You can totally like look up they made a special short about it. Like if you're a Hamilton fan and you're ready for puns, like look it up. It is amazing. Alexander Hamilpup is the number 1 fertilist you will ever come across.
Oh my goodness. I love it. So you guys will have to check it out. I'm going to have to check it out after, that's for sure. So we have kind of like this list of things that creators should really learn more about this year. Like I said, there's so much going on. There's a lot of changes with these platforms, but a lot of ways that we can especially monetize as creators, which obviously is very helpful considering we don't want to just solely rely on, a sponsored post to make our income for us, especially those of us who are full-time or want to go full-time. So first thing we are going to cover today is why shoppers will be making more purchases directly from social posts and live streams.
Yeah. So for those that are used to using their Instagram app as their new walking around the mall kind of experience, and you're shopping from feed, you're being inspired by these great fits that your favorite influencers, micro or macro influencers are putting together, you might notice that their content's being used in ads. So it will look more native, but what's going to happen to be an even more native front is that you'll be able to just engage directly with the influencers creating the content. So if you see like a jacket, like especially like a trench coat jacket that's hot pink, I'm being very specific right now, that you're obsessed with, and you want to find out where that influencer or that creator got that jacket, you have to go click on the brand that they tagged, go into their catalog or go to their website, find hot pink jacket, look at 20 different versions, think that many of them are the same, can't find the exact one, and give up. Again, I'm being very specific for a reason, but there's the opportunity to remove all that friction. And it's possible now where brands, as you know, you can tag the products the way you tag a person. You just move one swipe over and you can tag products if you have an e-commerce brand. But affiliates are becoming a possible venture for creators where they'll be able to, instead of tagging the brand, tag the actual product they're wearing to make it better for the user who's like, yes, I absolutely want to steal that exact same outfit because that pink trench coat would look amazing on me.
I love the idea of a pink trench coat. And it's true, like even with an idea that's like, I guess an item that's as specific as that is, there's still so much that you could possibly have to look through to get to it. And I think that's where a lot of shoppers probably end up quitting is like they want to just find it quick because they saw someone wearing it. They can't find it on the first few pages, and there are 20 pages. Like, we are not going through all of that as much as we love the pink trench, you know?
Yeah. But imagine though, it's not even just having like direct access. Like think of Amazon, one click and buy, or even Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Like I see it, I want it, I like it, I buy it. Now it's like literally you like it on Instagram and then it's one click, add to cart. And as people become more and more familiar and comfortable with purchasing direct, because you have your card saved on file, you have the protection of Meta guaranteeing your purchase. So sometimes people are risk adverse. Like, I don't know this website. It could have been drop shipping or maybe they're not a real product. You have the back protection of Meta for that order, but like you see it, you grab it. And then imagine later you'll be invited to also any post that you use repping that same jacket. You can then turn your own audience into your own influencer at a nano level. So that it's just a keep on going, keep on promoting capacity, and then like giving credit back to that original creator. They're going to get an affiliate and you're like, hey, thank you for that inspiration. Here's your credit.
Right. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of opportunities for like affiliate partnerships there. And it's interesting too, because a lot of the times, like I like the idea of doing it on like Instagram or TikTok, because what I've found from a lot of affiliate partnerships is that if I'm working directly with a brand and I'm doing an affiliate partnership with them, I have to, send someone from my Instagram stories or whatever, click the link, then they can still go directly to the product maybe in order for me to get the affiliate commission, and that's great. But I think the issue a lot of the times too is like on the actual brand's website, it's confusing. The checkout process sucks. Like it's a whole other like realm of issues that we could run into. And so as someone who's depending on that affiliate commission, it's very frustrating when something happens after I've already sent the user there and I lose my commission because of something that's happening on the website.
Yeah. First click attribution versus last click attribution, because maybe they got stuck. Maybe the mobile design of the site wasn't optimized.
Right.
Then they're hit with a retargeting or an email, and the last click is the one that gets the credit, even though you were the one that set the awareness. And like other affiliate tracking is like using specific codes or like discounts, but still it's so much extra work for you to defend the credit you're deserving, but it's also extra work for the brand to do all that tracking and to set those pieces. But imagine a world, or you really won't have to imagine it. It's so clearly happening. It's in betas right now where all of that is just directly funneled into your account.
Right.
And you just get your check weekly or monthly distributions, because Meta is going to be taking 5% of every sale anyways. And then what they'll have is the ability to do a toggle. Do you want to add affiliate? Like Amazon, everyone knows about Amazon affiliate links. You do the link, the URL. They've got so much money as a store that all the small businesses that are on Amazon get to reap the benefits, and you get your commission in that affiliate status. But imagine if you could just do it on the place where you're inspiring and creating that content versus just, hey, go to link in bio or take these other 6 or 7 hurdles and please pray that you use the right link and code.
Yeah, exactly. There's way too many like roadblocks there that people are going to get stuck on. I am curious to hear too, like I think about the emails that I get incoming and the ads that I get served. And I've seen so many new apps coming up that are live streaming platforms where people can sell things on live streams.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of that. And obviously we've seen it like in certain capacities on, the platforms that we use for social platforms frequently. But I am curious, like as of recently, they removed that shop tab on Instagram. And so given that it's very clear people are using these apps to shop so much more, why do you think that they took that down? I've been thinking about this.
For sure, it's going to be a testing standpoint. And so it's just making sure that there's like Facebook has like 200 different A/B tests that are going on to like every profile at any moment, but you're going to have the strongest influence of like where and why something is having impact the way it is. But also, like, imagine if you don't have to have that extra and it's just embedded directly in your content. You don't even need to make that extra step because it's unnecessary.
Right. And is this something that you've seen on TikTok as well? I feel like I've only seen this, I think only seen this like so far through ads. But have you seen this implemented at all just generally on TikTok?
So I'm going to jump back before the TikTok question, do like a 50,000 foot view of what social commerce is, because that's where I blend it all. It's the social media and e-commerce intersection. And so it's where the ability that your social media posts become e-commerce transactions in like a direct format. Again, I think of Amazon, one click and buy. The expansion into social commerce has been aggressive by a lot of platforms like TikTok. They've opened up to allow the shop platform. Twitter opened it up, I think, like late November. Pinterest has always had that function, and they're opening up like Pinterest live shopping, and it's in like betas. We're not personally doing anything with Pinterest live. It's very beta, so I'm not a big fan. But one thing I want to go back to that 50,000 foot view first before going directly into the TikTok question is that truth be told, like when I'm saying like it's all written on the wall, it's because we're 5 to 7 years behind China and other East Asian countries in terms of online shopping. The behaviors and habits of like true group couponing, in the sense where you can do a live, let's say you're as a creator and you're saying shop this wardrobe, and you offer the opportunity, if 4 people come together and a DM, 4 strangers come together, unite, you'll get 25% off as a collection. So you can create your own shopping experience and community in that sense. Like we are very far behind. Thus, the social media giants that are catering to Western audiences are in this desperate speed to catch up, because it is a speed to lead. If you want to lead the e-commerce market for social commerce, for social media shopping, and replicate the trillions, plural, of dollars of success that Chinese and other East Asian markets are seeing in the same platform, it's this catch-up state. So going back to your TikTok expansion question, it's 100%. I mean, TikTok is a near ripoff of other apps. And so the trends that I've seen replicate what the other apps were doing a few years ago. So it started off with a lot of dancing and then a lot of value-driven content. So it's really cyclical, calendar-like. I don't know what the word I'm trying to say is, but you can hear it in your head what I'm trying to say. But I just wanted to say, like, for sure, the continued expansion, because that's where the social media platforms get to diversify their extra income. They make money on ads, but having a 5% commission on sales when you're doing sales in the billions, like those pennies and percentages add up.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that totally makes sense. And kind of like what we're talking about here with users using, I guess, these platforms to shop more directly, it also kind of ties into the second thing that we're going to talk about here, with, again, removing that friction, more easily facilitating influencer and consumer commission. So having the ability for creators to literally tag a product on their Instagram and then allow people to go straight there. So that's something that we'll definitely see a lot more of this year, I'm sure. Again, like given what you said about us being so far behind, like we can almost see the future in some way of like what's going to be coming to us.
The crystal ball is like looking at China's social commerce receipts. You're like, okay, cool. Exactly know that path forward. But yeah, I mean, can you imagine though how much time you would save by not having to do the relationship with every brand that you like, love, and trust? Because right now what's happening, again, just sharing. So social commerce, again, I think the most neglected piece of social media marketing talk about, which like directly connects to revenue. Because I referenced earlier, like we spent 4 hours optimizing a social shop for a brand and they started making $40,000 a month in new sales, because the money that these social media platforms are investing to test and make this a viable product. They don't have to create any products. They're going to get 5% commission of every sale. That's like taxes. And like we have countries that are surviving off of that kind of tax money. So in this like race to get these pieces together, a big hurdle that a lot of creators have is getting the brands to notice them, nailing these contracts, negotiating these deals. And Instagram, Meta, and TikTok, those social media giants are saying, hey, we're just going to have this is a flat rate, just as Amazon does, because Amazon's perfected it really, really well. But Amazon doesn't have the creator economy that these other social media platforms are. Someone treats Amazon the way they treat the pharmacy. You go into the pharmacy, grab your Band-Aids, grab your medicine, in and out.
Right.
These social media giants like TikToks and Instagrams of the world are like Target. You don't get one thing. You go to Target. You are there. You are committed to the cause.
True.
So all of those micro conversions, all of those interactions give much more data for your browsing experience and potential exposure to new brands. I'm so passionate about this topic, so I'm really grateful that you're letting us check this out.
Go on. I love this.
Yeah. So, take out the friction of the negotiated contract. You say, hey, I like this product. I want to promote this product. I'd like my commission because I'm giving you that free content.
Yeah.
So again, right now, the commission base is in the works. It's been talked about. It's been beta. It's being beta. But what is available is that brands, you can tag their information and then they'll read what products you're wearing, and brands with literally one click can be like, oh, hey, Lauren, you showed me this pink trench coat. Do I have your permission to use it in my store? So going back to, remember that clunky experience where you go to the website, maybe it's not working, maybe it's down, mobile is terrible. Instead of seeing just a sterile product photo on a white background, I'm now having trust because I'm seeing actual humans wearing the product, maybe humans I recognize, and you're now on their page and they get to use your UGC, user generated content, in their ads, and this mutual cooperation. So those relationships are already being built in a very frictionless way where the brand gets to say one click, can I use your UGC? And then the creator gets to say in one click, yes, you can. Or use it for leverage.
Yeah, I was going to say, I guess using it for leverage makes sense to kind of what I was about to ask. I'm curious to hear your take on situations like that, where maybe a creator, has created a really great piece of content, a brand wants to use it, or even again, maybe it's a brand or a creator who's already doing affiliate work for that brand or whatever. What is your take on, letting a brand use content like that?
I think it's going to be to the creator's personal goals and based off of what they want. So in those goals, but also what they're currently getting. Because if you have an existing relationship, you may be obligated to create content and have a limited licensure to it. So they have in perpetuity use of this creative that you provided them, so long as they don't create any new product or new content after 12/31/2023. So that happens a lot with some of the higher end influencers that we work with, where they'll have unlimited licensure for anything created within the time span of that contract. So if your goal is to build more cooperative relationships, the more you tag, the more you engage. It's like you're building your own self-awareness. Yeah. But it's the bigger part of it that is another sleeper side of this is looking at how much these social media giants want this to work, how much they want that 5% of sales for products they don't have to create, source, hold in inventory. They're pushing this. And so we do a lot of Facebook media buying at Mongoose Media. And last year we got tens of thousands of dollars in free money to test shopping campaigns where it's buying direct or going to the website to give that data. The company is saying, we want to make this viable. We want to onboard people to this familiar experience. So if you do allow that, you're going to know that there's a supply and demand issue right now, and you're going to get more exposure organically. We had a store that was doing $1,000 a month. They were getting 1,500 impressions a day from setting up their store because there's such a supply and demand. They're getting on the discovery page for their products. If you want to get greater visibility and increase stronger partnerships later, I would say 100% jump on board. If you're at a place where you want to do the legal contracts, you have an agent or a manager that's taking a piece of a commission, then this may not be your favorite thing. But there's always the opportunity to do your Dubai trip and get the additional pieces, because there's going to be, the easier part of buying. But can we also talk about the tracking? Because then you also have the leverage. You'll be able to know how many people bought from your post. When you share your profile, you can say, hey, look, this post is converting and this is how much it's converting because I can see how much money I made off of it.
Right.
Power's in the data.
Yeah, I mean, I think for any creators, like, I do like the idea of being part of affiliate programs because, again, you do have the data that you're able to build those case studies again for maybe more formally compensated partnerships in the future. But I think that when you are taking on affiliate partnerships, it has to be a brand that you can post a lot about, like that fits into your content very organically and it doesn't feel like you're having to force it multiple times a week that you want to post about it.
Yeah.
Because, that can get really tough. And then it starts to feel much more like a job than you're maybe making.
Yeah. But imagine if it's like you just really do like the headphones you're wearing and it's just, I'm going to give this recommendation. If anyone ends up seeing it, get the credit for it because I don't have this obligation.
Right, exactly. Yeah, like and that's exactly it. I think it really does have to be those brands that it's not something that is going to be difficult for you to talk about. It's not something that's outside of the realm of like what you might already be getting asked about, oh, what headphones are you using? Like I always see you wearing the same ones, like that's easy and that makes sense for an affiliate partnership. Yeah, it's definitely interesting, but I do overall with affiliate partnerships, I like the idea of doing affiliate stuff on socials versus on like directly with a brand. Cause again, I do think there are, like we said, so many different roadblocks that you can hit and like, and then it affects the amount of money that you're making, which we don't like.
And the energy you're putting into the content, because the worst thing you want to do is defend the content that you've created. Like it's a stinky situation to be in.
Yes, that is definitely very true. So one other thing here for creators to know for 2023, how social platforms like TikTok and Meta are actually going to work to help facilitate the brand influencer relationship. So even aside from, any sort of affiliate things, like actually having the platforms be there to help connect you with brands.
Yeah, I think a big part of it is just me thinking about the moderator experience, because what if someone is using your images on their website, which goes above and beyond what was agreed to? You have Meta that can remove the source of that content. And, if they're using those platforms as a way to drive revenue, you get the power of Meta protecting you as a creator because you're going to have direct access to share and highlight what is inappropriate use of your likeness and being. And also you'll have the opportunity to connect and apply for specific brands in a way that you can just get approved. Like some of these affiliate campaigns for a lot of earlier creators get into, like these warehouses of brands that are looking to do exchange of content for product. You'll get to be able to do it at a larger, grander scale with companies that you may not know about, because there's going to be we already have the creator communities that are being set up for influencers to have a dashboard and connect with the brands they like, love, and follow. But equally that brands can do those conversations without having an exhaustive affiliate or influencer campaign and strategy. And then the bigger piece where I think the relationship will mature greater is you're going to get notifications on payouts. You're going to get notifications on impact. And then imagine that these brands will send or receive signals about how much stronger you are compared to other creators, which again can bring up stronger partnerships like the Dubai trip that Tarte has given to everyone. Just throwing back to that recent episode.
Yeah, that was absolutely insane to watch. I was like, I want to go on this trip, but also, oh my gosh, this is just crazy that they're on this trip right now.
Yeah. So with social broadcast lists, like you could be able to be in a specific list and then they can say, hey, everyone, you have done stuff before. Like anyone that's purchased on Instagram will say this sticker. Someone that's purchased this sticker on Instagram, they're going to be tagged to a list. And then I, as a brand, will soon be able to tag everyone that opts in for promotional opportunities. Say, hey, we're doing a really big push in June because, like, look, it's a cute dog. It's my dog.
Yeah.
In a floaty tube, and we want to celebrate June. So if anyone's purchased this and you want to do it, we're going to increase this month's commission by X%. And your affiliates become not just a sales channel, but so much more for the brand. And then you get to opt in or opt out. And it's all done within the sphere of these social media platforms, from the communication side to the posting side to the revenue attribution, and then the reports that you'll get for notifications for a successful impact.
Yeah, so I've seen this so far with Instagram, just like I can't remember exactly what they called it, but like their area of your kind of dashboard where you can go in and actually apply for different campaigns. What I've noticed so far is that most of the campaigns in there are like extremely low price and don't let you have any sort of negotiation. And so that's one thing that I'm personally hoping does change with at least, Instagram's partnership area program, whatever they call it. Because it's tough for me to look through those and say that there's anything that I would really actually want to work on, because they're asking for, 2 reels and a bunch of stories for $150. And it's pretty difficult that all of these opportunities are getting served to everyone, when I feel like they could still definitely do some work to make it a little bit more tailored, or again, like have the option to submit your rates.
Yeah. So this is a great example. Because it's so new, they don't have all the infrastructure yet in place to adapt to those pieces. And then the rate submission, though, is going to go even stronger once you've got the credit attribution. Because then you'll be able to unlock different tiered rates, because you'll be able to go in and then a creator says, I'm willing to do this. And then for anyone that has proven at least $5,000 in revenue, direct revenue, I'm willing to pay up to this. So it's like this, like LinkedIn almost, where like LinkedIn, you have the job you're connected to and actual reviews. It's allowing that professional levels of trust and credentials connected to your account. But it's Rome. And it's not built in a day. But it's all set up very much in the sense of what they're replicating versus creating for the first time.
So how do you think that something like that would work for campaigns that are more based on like brand awareness versus conversion?
Oh, for the brand awareness,
that's a tough one.
It is a tough one, but like I have a separate answer because we do so much with Facebook ads.
Yeah.
So side note, if anyone does like Facebook ads, we have clients that spend anywhere from $1,000 to almost $100,000 a month on Facebook ads. Like there's a lot of money that our team is managing to pull this data from. CPMs, cost per 1,000 impressions on Meta ads right now, can be very expensive and very competitive with the conversion objective. But there's a chance is we're seeing very low affordable CPMs for brand awareness when we're doing campaign pushes or content pushes. We call them fame acquisition campaigns for those brand awareness style items. So in those brand awareness where this is me looking at the crystal ball, if you will. My prediction is that with those brand awareness campaigns, the brands that invest it, you're going to see a halo lift, because people want to be inspired to take action and they want to browse and shop. Like your scrolling has become walking to the mall. What we're lacking right now is the community side, because going to the mall, like if you were a Clueless fan, and I'm 100% dating myself because I am always.
Same.
Okay, good. I was like, oh shoot. But like in that, like going to the mall was exercise. It was an activity. It was a hobby. Scrolling is an individual one. When you bring in the community side, that like, again, in the social commerce of what China's doing, you just see dividends of success mentally, emotionally, maybe not on your wallet, but definitely in your wardrobe and purchases, like those dopamine drops left and right. So it's just, there's definitely an evolution that's coming. And you participating now is amazing, because you're putting in the groundwork and you're going to see the impact that's coming. And just as a side note, earlier we talked about like how Facebook and Instagram are facilitating it. Again, they want to make this work. They want to make this work so bad, because who doesn't want the equivalent of taxes for those relationship setups? So what I've seen them doing is taking the content for the creators that are engaging as early adopters, giving them greater spotlights on their social media platforms. Like IG Business is getting highlights, and Discovery page is getting promotion and pushes for those. So while some of those campaigns may stink right now, it does start the conversation. And if you hang into it, like trust those that are involved now and start to catch eyes and have the numbers to back it up, we'll see greater partnerships Meta will facilitate and TikTok will facilitate, because then you become their case studies.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it even kind of reminds me of last summer, I think it was. Gosh, I feel like time flies. It could have been the year before. I think it was last summer.
Was it BC, like before COVID, or?
It was after COVID, but it was either last year or the year before, when a select group of people got that like affiliate feature where we could start tagging and earning affiliate commissions on products that we tagged in photos. And going to the point of like, they really want to push it. They really want it to work. I remember using that, and every single post that I used it on, the reach was like 10 times more than what any other post that I would do without it would look like. And that's a great point, like a great example of that. Exactly. Then I think they kind of took it away from people, and I don't know exactly where it stands now, but I just remember being really sad when it left, because all of my reach was like going back down. I was like, no.
It's a supply and demand, because people assume that conversion is the best because it's the most down funnel. But earlier, like we see on brands that invest at a high level, if you look money in and money out, right? You're going to see this impact because you're spending $5 versus $50. So why pay 10 times more? Yes, for the conversion objective. You just have a longer purchase journey, but it will pay off long-term if you're looking to grow a brand versus looking to make quick cash.
Fair enough. That makes sense. Also, this is a side note, but I just really like your opinions. So I'm gonna ask your opinion on this. Total side note. So I'm sure you've heard about Instagram verification or Meta verification. So what is your thoughts on the whole thing?
So I'm in the Meta Leaders Network, and I was really privileged to be on an innovation committee with Meta. So I was like one of like a dozen people in the world that were chosen to test emerging technology. So I say that with a very biased, like I'm so pro Meta, and I'm in the Leaders Network. Like we're really given the chance to beta and give feedback to the product developers directly. That's awesome. So mine is that like, I'm here for it all day long. When Twitter did their blue check mark, like we were testing it because I think there's just so much chatter, and I think Twitter does have potential. We're not personally skilled there yet. I don't think the sophistication of what's available is there yet. But I think for Meta blue checkmark, it's a no-brainer. The amount of times that creators are getting their accounts ripped off, the amount of times that their followers are mistakenly following these brands and potentially helping these crypto emergencies, or it's like it's like Gen Z's Nigerian prince scam.
Like literally, it really is.
It's damaging to creators' brands, and it's frustrating. And the amount of work that goes into creators having to get their profiles pulled and how often it happens, it's unfair. So the protection that you get is where I think it's worth it. The expansion of your pay to play reach, absolutely worth it. And then it's just all the additional community involvement and community connection you're going to get. Because again, think about, if you owned Meta, you don't want all your eggs in the advertising basket. It's on Congress's to-do list every week. They're always coming after ways to make them less profitable via ads. So they're looking at diversifying their income channels through a 5% checkout commission, through an additional revenue stream of blue check marks. So I'm 100% here for it. I think that for the creators that already have a blue check mark, I mean, this is recorded. So Susie, if you hear me, I'm sorry. There's chatter about how like it's not going to be impactful for them because they've already gone through the stages. So as I understand, you're going to be protected for a long time. It's not available for Facebook pages or like brands or groups. So there are restrictions at the moment. But I think it was a year ago, maybe you can't. So it's against terms of use and terms and conditions to have more than one Facebook profile. I did. I had one as in high school when it had just come out, really dating myself now, because I didn't want, like, it was my Finsta, right? The equivalent of Finsta. Facebook, you can't do that anymore. Like, you have to submit proof of who you are, your driver's license or passport. So the extra blue check mark, when you're giving away so much data with how many micro conversions and ads you're exposing yourself to, comments you like, relationship status updates, birthdays you celebrate, birthdays you ignore, because the amount of stuff you don't do is even greater value of data to Meta than what you do, because you're signaling what is not interesting to you. So like wishing one of the 8 friends who have a birthday today, yeah, I only said happy birthday to Jared. Like I didn't say it to anyone else. They're going to know the relationship is that much closer with him, and it's not close with all the others. There's more data in the negative side of it. So all the data that we give away to these social media platforms in exchange for their content, having a blue check mark to protect yourself and then to have greater access to that data, I think goes a long way in building trust towards this freemium opportunity we have in social media. Free content for our data.
I think you did a good job of proving the other side of the argument, because I feel like most of what I heard has been pretty negative, and the way I look at it, I'm still unsure. I see the pros, I see the cons. I think I'm going to have to try it both ways and see what happens. I guess I understand like charging for the verification and the protection and like the customer support. I love all of that, and I think that makes total sense. My issue is the idea of like almost paying for reach, because it kind of reminds me of like buying followers almost. And so I'm curious to see how much it like affects me, you know, like is my reach really that much better with it? Like, am I really that affected without it? That's kind of, I think, what's going to end up being my deciding factor.
Because then for you, it's an investment.
Exactly.
So you're seeing this as an investment. I'm seeing this as like IT. And no one gets like excited to buy IT for their business, but like, oh, that PR all day long. So I think, I mean, in the expansion, it's a pay to play economy anyways. Like, again, going back to those awareness campaigns, like we boost our posts, like not through Instagram. Like we use the ads manager. It's more sophisticated because we want that social proof on our clients' posts. And like for $3 or $5 a day and like spending $25 per post, we're seeing like 100x. So there's already ways to get that pay to play in a more sophisticated and challenging model for people that don't know how to navigate ads manager. Like it updates all the time. It's totally scary. Like I speak fluent Meta, but even then I've got like the language skills of someone who's just moved to the US 6 months ago. And I consider myself fluent. Like it's a very challenging platform. So the opportunity to just simplify it with, hey, here's my blue check mark. You get access to the non-frustrating side. I mean, there's pros and cons. You're going to get more reach if you do it in a sophisticated ads manager. Like, I bet on that.
Yeah. So. Okay. That's good to know. All great points. It was so great to have you here to kind of spill the tea for us on all these different things. I feel like you have such like an analytical kind of behind the scenes look at things. So that definitely is really helpful for, I think, a lot of creators who are just kind of looking at things as just like very like, will this make me money? How? Yes. Okay, cool. Done. Like, it's cool to have
a cash flow versus a brand growth kind of opportunity. So, but it's important. Like every dollar counts and every post takes time. And so making the decisions that are best for you. I'm just saying, I can tell you from like what we manage with all of our clients, and what you personally saw doing on these higher brand awareness opportunities will help you win long term. It's a pay to play environment. Like it stinks. If it's specifically on that cost, I can tell you with almost certainty that you will get better engagement if you're using the ads manager platform at a more sophisticated level, because you can be more intentional about who you're putting your content to and be more relevant with that strategy. But I mean, you have to have time.
And time. Time and energy and money and all of that, all mixed together.
So just start tagging products when you can, and then you'll get your affiliate commissions and be like, hey, thanks, Meta.
Yeah, love that. We love that. That's quick and easy. Sweet. All right. Well, Lauren, thank you so much for everything today. This was such a great conversation. I'm sure everyone who's listening right now has like wheels turning, ideas going right now. So we absolutely love that. It was so great to talk with you today.
Oh, thank you so much. And so now everyone that's listened, I hope you have a better understanding of what social commerce is and how it sounds really cool and new and exciting, but like it's prehistoric a little bit compared to the rest of the world. So it's a lot of opportunity coming. So hang in there.